I'm Mike Rowe, and this is the most honest commercial you're gonna see all week. It's real work, and today it's happening in a real house with real technicians. Although I think all the real technicians left me. I don't mind. I'll be fine down here with my little hobbit shovel. I'm not saying I'm dehydrated. I'm just saying I'm glad there's water on this job. And guys, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that I'm gonna put on one of those suits and we're gonna crawl in that hole.
Oh yeah, sir. Yes sir.
They said with unbridled enthusiasm. I'm Mike.
Mike Aiden.
Aiden?
I'm Ovi.
Ovi?
Yep, yes sir.
OV?
OV.
Just OV?
Yeah, OV. Yeah, Victor.
Victor?
Yes sir.
That I got. All right, do I have, this would be me? Anybody know what Tyvek actually is?
It's a acronym for does not breathe well.
It's Latin for you're gonna sweat a lot.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going down, I'm going down. All right, what are we gonna see down there? Why are we going down there? Just paint me a picture before we go.
Well, what are you not going to see down there is really the the question. Every crawl space is different. So once we get under there, we're going to see a lot of drooping installation, a lot of wet installation. We might see snakes, we might see spiders, we might see rats. Yep. Yeah,
Spiders for sure.
Yeah, definitely spiders.
Of course we're going to see spiders.
So you really don't know what you're going to get until you get down there and get dirty.
It's part of the fun of it, right?
It is, it is.
It's like a box of Cracker Jacks.
Right, yeah.
If Cracker Jacks were made in hell.
Yes, sir. So the main objective is to control the environment for the homeowner. I mean, I think 65% of the air you breathe comes from your crawl space.
From the crawl space.
Yes. Almost every home I've been under, you'll see mold. You'll see the drooping insulation. I mean, this is all stuff that you're breathing in, so.
All right, so are you stage 1?
Yes, sir.
You stage 2?
Yes, sir.
You stage 3?
Correct.
All right. Anything we got to do on the outside here before we go in?
No, sir.
Quick prayer. A quick prayer?
Yeah, it would help.
All right, I'm going in. Welcome to the most honest commercial you'll ever see.
So what do you think?
Everything the brochure promised.
Yes, sir. So this will be home for the next couple of hours.
This brings back a lot of memories, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so the first step, what we want to do is we want to make sure we get all this insulation and all the trash out of here.
So how typical is this of a crawl, like the average American crawl space, the average house, just so people understand what we're looking at?
In my experience, about 2 out of 5 homes look as nasty as this one, but definitely 3 to 4 out of 5 homes at least are experiencing mold and underground water seepage. They also need something to stabilize their lower framing system. And so all these things we specialize in.
I'm just laughing, man, because, you know, on that show I used to work on,
Yeah, yes, sir.
you know, you'd come to a place like this, you'd be like, all right, this is bad. This is singularly bad, but it's not. It's actually common.
It's the normal, and that's the crazy thing. Because most people don't come underneath their homes. They're worried the appearances outside and what's going on inside.
What about this over here? I'm just looking at, those appear to be fairly important, stabilizing.
That is supporting a whole room upstairs. That's why this room is starting to fail and starting to tilt this way towards this foundation wall, because as you see, they only put them on one half of the room.
So I can direct toward my camera crew when I gently suggest we don't kick that loose.
No, sir.
Let's not do that.
So what we'll do is once we'll clean out this crawl space, we'll start with digging 2 supports right here, and then we'll dig those holes. But we do have to temporarily support the home before we do that.
You say we're gonna be here a while?
We're gonna be here a while.
All right, let's get busy though.
Yes, sir.
I assume I tear off my own bag?
Yes, sir. And you just start stuffing. Now be careful, this is where the snakes and the mice try to hide.
Good to know, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And am I tying it with the bag itself, or do we have ties?
No, you tie the bag itself. So you want to make sure you don't overstuff.
I overstuffed it, man.
I'm sorry, I should have gave you that pro tip earlier.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
As you can zoom into this piece of installation, can you see that?
Uh-huh. That's rat pee.
That's rat pee and rat poop. So where you see rat poop, more than likely you'll start to see a snake skin where he's been growing.
Well, you know what? I'm not a naturalist, but I'm pretty sure where you find the rat poo, you also find the rats.
Yeah, yes sir. If they've made it that far.
All right, good. So that can go over here.
Yes sir.
And do it again.
Yes sir. So how'd you hear about us?
Oh, I was sleeping one night and had a nightmare.
That's a good one.
No, what happened was I got invited to speak in Virginia Beach.
Yes sir.
Like a year ago when your company made every employee an owner.
Yes sir.
I wanted to see what that was like, and I'd never gone under a house before with an owner of a company.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be great to hang out.
Yes, it is.
How did it feel?
I mean, it felt like a dream come true, honestly. Never in my life did I think that I would be a part of something this big. Being able to call myself an owner of a company.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. I mean, Groundworks has helped me grow tremendously in my professional and my personal life. You know, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you sing a little tune.
The problem with singing on the TV is there's always somebody that owns the song.
I'm gonna stay beside you, but I'm gonna start going faster.
In other words, a little less chatter, a little more work. You've heard the expression, out of sight, out of mind. Well, down here, we are out of sight and out of mind.
Some might say out our minds.
Out of sight, out of our minds. Yeah, that's good. I mean, what actually happens when this just goes untreated?
So what the mold and everything does is it starts deteriorating the wood.
Yeah.
And so eventually, I mean, I'll just be able to touch this joist and just rip the wood down with me. I've been able to stick
You've seen it that bad? You've reached up and pulled a handful of wood out.
Yeah. Like it was butter. And so in that case, we can't even support it until we put new wood in.
Right, because what are you going to put the jack on?
Exactly. So we'll have to do wood replacement, and then we're able to support it.
Right.
It sounds like you need to be on my crew.
Don't tease me.
And as you can see, me and you are both having trouble starting to talk.
Yep.
I mean, this is something that you're breathing in every day.
Yeah.
You're just not knowing it.
Dude, that's so important. I mean, if the only point we really make in coming down here is to let people know that all of the stuff in the crawl space, what is it, like 60% of the air in the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is coming from down here.
Yes, sir.
How's your crawl space looking? So how do you rank this crawl space among all the ones you've seen?
This actually isn't that dirty. It is very dirty, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in some horror stories. Look right there.
What's that?
The evidence of a danger noodle.
A what? A nature noodle?
A danger noodle.
Oh yeah, that's a snake skin. That's cute. He calls it a danger noodle. Great.
So right now, we've gotten all the trash out.
Yeah.
The second phase is to go ahead and prep the footers to stabilize the lower framing system.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and dig 2 footers.
If only we had a small, tiny shovel, like you see in Snow White and the.
Ooh, something like this. It's perfect, isn't it?
Gosh, it's amazing. I think he makes it appear.
What we're gonna do is we'll dig a hole that's 24 by 24 by 24, and then we'll start setting up our Intellijacks. And what that's gonna consist of.
The most honest commercial ever filmed? Whose idea was this? Yeah. Who digs the holes?
We do. Yeah, yes sir.
You may be wondering So what's the purpose of the Intellijack? I know I am.
And so what's the purpose of the Intellijack? It's to obviously stabilize the lower framing system. Yeah. But we also can lift on your home as well. So if you have cracks around your door, around the door frame, if you have those squeaky floors or bouncy floors, most of the time we can fix that.
Yeah. But that just means somebody's going to be down here with a little tiny shovel digging a hole.
Yep, yes sir.
Once the crawl space is cleaned and the holes are dug, the floors above can be completely supported with the Intellijacks. But we're not done yet, not by a long shot. Great. That's 2 feet. Not quite 2 feet square, but...
They'll fix it.
Don't judge me. Aiden?
Mike,
Permission to enter your place of work?
permission granted.
Thank you.
So this section here, we'll dig the trench out so that we can lay our corrugated pipe in there for the drainage, and then we'll gravel it and tie it into the pump. And that's down there in the corner.
Why do we need a trench dug?
You need a trench dug because these crawl spaces flood a lot. So you need drainage in here to stop the flooding and channel the water to the pump.
This seems ambitious, Aiden.
Yeah. Yep. It's a piece of cake.
It's a piece of old stale cake with dirt in it.
Yes, sir.
Where should the trench begin?
You want it as close to the foundation as you can get it. So
Right.
I can show you real quick.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna find in here. There's a footer.
As opposed to a foot, which would be alarming.
Right.
Relax, folks, it's a footer, not a foot. So is the trench going to run parallel to the wall, or it's going to run down this way?
It'll run parallel with the wall.
Oh.
Yep. And then you would just wrap the corner down that wall and to the pump. You want your trench about a shovel head deep. You know, enough that that pipe can sit in there, and then you can get a nice layer of gravel around it to stop from any clogging in the pipe.
Is that a wire on my foot?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Watch your back on the nails.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, that's good. One more thing.
You having fun yet, Mike?
Right on the cusp. You know what's funny, man? I retired 6 years ago. I like the nails down here, man. They make it extra exciting. Hi, Victor. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
A little more space in here. A little more space in this one's a little dug out a little further.
Oh yeah, man, you're spoiling me.
So you saw stage one.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
No, it's not the funnest. You have a lot of insulation.
Yeah.
So stage three is going to be more like controlling the environment. We're going to limit the moisture that comes up out of the ground. We're going to insulate the walls. And then after that, we'll roll out our final liner.
We probably don't need this little shovel anymore.
Nope, I think we're good.
Good, man. I'm gonna have dreams about that thing for a while.
Dreams?
Nightmares, maybe.
I know you've done the digging of the trench.
Yes.
But this is what goes in the trench.
In the trench, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, in the trench, it's a 4-inch corrugated pipe that has holes all slitted through it to allow water to penetrate through. And then all that gets directed to a sump pump at the low point. So this pipe guides our water to the sump pump, and then the sump pump pumps it out into...
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Just so I got it seared into my...
Follow this way.
Yeah.
Below this gravel, you have our pipe.
The trench we just dug is essentially this.
Yes, sir.
And the pipe's in it.
Correct.
And it's underneath the gravel.
Yeah, and it has a protective stock covering over it, especially out here. We have a lot of sandy soil, so you want to keep as much of that out as we can.
Great.
We'll cover that back up so it functions. All this moisture, all this humidity that stays in the ground, we want it to keep it in the ground and not up into the wood members of your home.
And again, this is like worth a look, because most homeowners who are suffering from this exact thing don't ever see it.
Correct.
And it's, I mean, that's thick with water.
Yeah, and within a couple of weeks, this will all be fairly dry, more like play sand as that moves to the drainage and out to the sump pump.
Gotcha. Speaking of sump pumps.
Over here. This is the basin. Our pump goes in here. Pipe comes out and gets piped out to the crawl space.
Is the pump in there already?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We want to gravel it all through and make sure that, again, similar sand does not get into our basin.
Right. And the gravel just goes all around?
Yes, sir.
Over the pipe, okay?
Yes, sir. We want to cover that pipe completely up.
There's really, there's no shortcuts.
Zero.
With this kind of work.
Well, if you shortcut, it's not going to work properly.
My pop used to say, shortcuts lead to long delays.
My grandma always told me that a lazy man works twice as hard. So.
Your grandmother and my grandfather would have been great friends.
Right, and then so again, that's going to lead the water to the sump pump,
Yep.
and then pump the water, and the sump pump will pump it out of the crawl space.
How long you been with this company?
I've been with this company since 2018.
Any college or right out of high school?
So I had a little bit of college, about a year in, I realized school just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, kudos to those that can make it. I just not a classroom guy. I'm a under the house, getting dirty kind of guy.
Yeah. There's a real path to six figures.
Oh, easily, especially in the foreman role. Once you get to the foreman role, that six figures is fairly easy to do.
Yeah. So you're crushing it. You're working for it.
Yep.
But you're crushing it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now, this is happily much lighter than it looks.
Correct. And if you want, come down here. I'll kind of show you how to do that.
I'd love to see that.
One of the most fun parts of a crawl space.
If you're just joining us, you're about to see the most fun part of this crawl space.
All right. So we have our insulation here. Now it is code. The reason why it doesn't go all the way up, you got to have about 3 to 4 inches of termite inspection gap is what it's called. So once we have it firm on the wall, you're gonna stab it through, hold tight, and then hit the trigger.
Shazam. Love it.
You wanna give it a shot?
Take a wild guess.
All right, so we're gonna go probably about 16 inches or so.
16 inches.
Yep. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up, so that way we're following the same line.
Wise move.
All right, now you're ready to go.
Stab it.
Yep, now you gotta maintain pressure.
Right?
Yep, and then go. Ooh.
Misfire.
So it's got a safety. If this isn't pushed all the way down, it will not trigger, right? So you can't accidentally shoot in the crawl space.
That's good.
A little harder. All right, there you go. Boom.
Boom, Shazam.
That's how you feel it. So the main source of cold in the crawl space is going to come from your crawl space walls. That's what's direct in contact to the outside.
So by way of contrast, back in stage 1, we saw traditional insulation
Check.
all over the place. This is the new improved version of that.
It's going to insulate and prevent the cold from ever coming into the crawl space rather than just keeping it from the interior of the house.
Got it.
Right, because if you keep it from coming into the crawl space, now you're helping with cold floors, heating and air. It's easier for your house to get cool if the air is cold or get warm if
Of
the
course.
air's already warm.
Right. I just felt the moisture seeping through my Tyvek, through my denim. And
That's surprising because that Tyvek looks like it's holding.
yeah, the Tyvek is an extraordinary product.
Normally we go to 2 or 3 of those in a day.
16 inches, looks like about that. That looks like that. That looks like that.
You're starting to get pretty good at this.
You know what?
Do you want a job in the crawl space?
I can't hear you when you talk that high, man. You know what? You're not wearing a mask. Why am I wearing a mask?
So it's crucial, step 1 and 2, as you're digging and as you have insulation, you don't want that insulation at the back of your throat.
Yeah, I've already experienced that.
Yeah.
It's too late for me. Save yourselves. What did it feel like to be made an owner?
I've never been an owner of a company, so it was exhilarating to know that I own something that I helped build.
Right.
That feels really good.
Last one?
Yes, sir. Do be careful with this.
What's this?
It's a poop pipe. You don't want to open that in here.
You know what, man?
You want me to do it?
I don't. I've done that before.
I've seen a few episodes.
In poop pipes.
I've seen that one.
That whole first season, we called it Feces from Every Species. Anyway, been there, done that. I'm all good.
We'll pass for this one.
There we go. You gotta stick with it, man.
Yep.
So this is the first layer of stuff that goes down?
Yes, sir. Drainage matting. Some people call it dimple matting. You can see why they call it dimple matting.
Sure. There we go. So what's the purpose of the dimple matting?
Twofold. One, it helps with drainage.
Yeah.
And two, it helps protect our liner.
How's it help with drainage exactly?
So the dimple raises the mat up just enough to where the water can travel from underneath.
Yep. That's
Look at
outside work. For a minute, I thought that was the poop pipe.
No, noise is always going around in the crawl space as we're working. So this is what we call our cross seal. It is the main, the main component of an encapsulation.
Okay.
It's 20 millimeters thick. It's a ply. So they take plies of polyurethane liner together, pressed and sealed. This little grid here that you see is all small little cords that help reinforce the liner so it's strong.
So this is super strong.
Super strong. I try to rip it.
I can't rip that.
No. Have to have razors to cut it with, so that way we can cut it. So what we'll do is we roll it out, lay it down on the floor, and then attach it to the walls that we just put up.
Now, is this something you're able to do by yourself, or do you need my assistance?
I've been doing this for a little while, so I think I can handle it.
Because I can see it in my mind's eye. I'm going to go ahead and make my exit, but thank you so much for this. It's a day I'm going to remember.
Glad. Me too. It's nice meeting you, Mike.
Thank you, Victor. That's Victor. He's awesome. He's going to do what he does, and the rest of the crew is going to do what they do. And when the dust finally settles, this job is going to be done sometime late tomorrow night. Me? I'm going to lunch.
At the risk of stating the obvious, not everyone is cut out for crawl space work. But the guys at Groundworks are more than qualified, and their work speaks for itself. I mean, seriously, look at this space. You could entertain down here.
Get to the open joist, man.
Yep.
Should I give you a hand?
Thank you. How do I look?
Like $1 million, or at least a couple thousand.
Since you're still watching, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. For more Go Below with Rowe content every week.